The Yellow Brick Road. This video does not reflect the actual views of real people. These are actors playing a role to entertain audiences. No persons or animals were harmed in the making of this video. Gosh, I love YouTube and I love Google.
Oh boy, I hit a groove, Chris.
How is their ignorance any less obvious on the subject of human well-being?
It took one to clap, and then 30, then 40.
So this, I think, is what the world needs now.
They're like this.
We need people like ourselves to admit that there are right and wrong answers to questions of human flourishing. And morality relates to that domain of facts. It is possible for individuals, and even for whole cultures, to care about the wrong things. Which is to say, it's possible for them to have beliefs and desires that reliably lead to needless human suffering. Just admitting this will transform our discourse about morality.
Alright, I'm going to go back to the little example I threw where it's me, and Shaq's taller, then Yao Ming's taller than him. That sort of relativity. When he chose the Ted Bundy and Dalai Lama as extremes, and then I said, oh, what if there's something past the Dalai Lama? If we look at whatever that idea is, that moral idea that's whatever is supreme to the Dalai Lama's moral ideas, doesn't that put the Dalai Lama in that Ted Bundy status? Where it's like,
to some degree, yeah.
You're so wrong, I shouldn't even be, you shouldn't be considered.
For his for him, then yeah, for that, yeah, for him.
So what if
using his scenario, you know?
So what if science finds the correct moral answer and Sam Harris's should just be all his ideas pushed to the side?
No.
It's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, that's the weird part. It's like, and when I just saw right there with the two examples, you know, it shows the extreme fundamentalists on one side and the extreme fundamentalists over there, supposedly.
Yeah.
Because I have a weird feeling. It's like, if those are like, you know, like Islamic extremists, then just saying, I've heard like a lot of them, like, how come these like terrorists that cover themselves up, how come they look white? Just being fair, I don't know. Just a theory. Like, where do they get all the...
Are you going into conspiracy land?
I don't want to get... Okay, whatever. Anyway, it's like two extremes. See, I'm right here. Pushing down the statues, and I'm right here. My theories, you know? It's like what you said. I have to push them down to elevate myself, you know? And
that's the thing about it. I agree that there is a moral hierarchy, just like there's a basketball hierarchy. Like, LeBron James is better at basketball than I am. It's just
my choice.
Yeah, but would you agree, based on understanding athletic intelligence, he's a better athlete basketball player than me?
My choice, yes.
But you can still see the difference there, right?
Yeah.
I understand I say you can do the same thing with morality.
Sure.
That you can see there is a moral hierarchy.
Sure.
Now, just because that's there doesn't mean anyone below the highest level of the hierarchy is dismissed, is silly.
Yeah.
So you can't say yes to Dalai Lama and no to Ted Bundy.
Yeah, I understand.
You have to hear him out.
It's an extreme.
It's relative, because I personally agree I have more moral intelligence than the Dalai Lama. I should dismiss him. Just go, all your ideas are just thrown to the side now.
It's like this. It's like
I won't take my time to argue your opinions.
It's interesting.
It's
interesting how common this is. It's like your parents are talking. Like, oh, how are we going to get back at this person? Mommy, Daddy, is it doing bad things wrong? Yes, Billy. Now run along. We're planning. They disregard him.
Yeah.
And then the man falls from the sky. It's not falls. That'd fucking hurt. Flies down. Floats down. Do no wrongs, parents. Oh my god. Yes. Kid's like, what the fuck? You know? So
Yeah. Alright.
One's here,
about the wrong
one's
things.
there.
Which is to say, it's possible.
That's different. That's.
I'm just saying it's disregarding someone like, oh, like, you know, there's someone.
Yeah, that would do that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's clearly a different. There's hierarchies and intelligences.
Well, sure. I only use that example to represent someone like let's say it's like the Dalai Lama shows up at their fucking house and they know who he is.
Yeah.
You know, and they take his opinion over the kid. You know, who's not the fucking Dalai Lama. He said the same exact fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're a child. You know nothing. You're down here.
See.
It's like labeling. You know.
I would think
even if you did something wrong, you know.
I would think the intelligence hierarchy would make all of us more, or make us realize how equal we really are.
Yeah.
Because there's some plumber that can do some shit I can't fucking do, or just being yourself, or just being yourself.
Yeah, I get it.
There's someone named John. No one can be better at being John than John. John is John.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right.
They have beliefs and desires that reliably lead to needless human suffering. Just admitting this will transform our discourse about morality. Okay, we live in a world in which the boundaries between
Where?
for them
Here?
it is
Right there.
morality relates to that domain of facts.
You can edit that. Yeah.
It is possible
Yeah.
for individuals and even for whole cultures to care about the wrong things. Which is to say, it's possible for them to have beliefs and desires that reliably lead to needless human suffering.
Yes.
Just admitting this will transform our discourse.
Yeah, at the same time, who knows if their desires, like their current ones, really actually want like human suffering. You know, who knows? Who are we determining? I believe everyone wants the same thing. There's just some things that can be like influenced over people.
I think materialist atheism you can say the same thing about that, as in people aren't seeing they're a whole nother aspect of themselves. They're just disregarding it because there is no soul or this or that. Yeah. It's all in your brain. That's it.
You could call it maybe it could be this. It could be like a.
That's unhealthy. That's an unhealthy way to go about things.
It could be like a comfortable security. I don't call it a security blanket, but I could if I wanted to. A security feeling where it's like, okay, this is the way it is. I'm good. If I go over there, no. You know. It's like reasons for doing that are very, you know.
Yeah.
But like when you get down to like to the truth of it all, it's like, oh, you really just want this. That's understandable. Like in the guy who's got it all figured out, which is probably very few right now. He's like, yeah, he likes it, but in a different way. You know. It's like all from everything. You know.
Yeah.
It's like every seed is planted in the soil. You know.
Yeah.
Course about morality.
Nikolai.
Okay, we live in a world in which the boundaries between nations mean less and less, and they will one day mean nothing. We live in a world filled with destructive technology, and this technology cannot be uninvented. It will always be easier to break things than to fix them. Okay, it seems to me, therefore, patently obvious that we can no more respect and tolerate vast differences in notions of human well-being than we can respect or tolerate vast differences in notions about how disease spreads or in the safety standards of buildings and airplanes. We simply must converge.
I want to hear that again. What the fuck?
It will always be easier to break things than to fix them. Okay, it seems to me, therefore, patently obvious that we can no more respect and tolerate vast differences in notions of human well-being than we can respect or tolerate vast differences in the notions about how disease spreads.
All right, he's just reiterating what I already thought he was going to say, which is anyone who's just using his comparison, if you're Ted Bundy-like, you're just swept to the side. your moral opinions just should not be respected or given any type of credence to.
It's wrong.
Exactly.
It's wrong. Like, who knows?
I can morally, intuitively say that's wrong.
No, I mean, I was going to say,
when I was 7 years old, I'd be like, that can't be right. Because you might be able to learn something from the crazy guy.
Or...
It's like, like, oh, this is how you became this way? Let's figure this out.
I don't know if I want to call him crazy, you know. Let's say...
7-year-old me? Just call him a crazy guy.
Well, to say, you know, someone does something fucked up. Like, something that it's like, oh, jeez. Not like... Okay,
like Ted Bundy?
I meant... Yeah, but like if you could find another like level above that, even though I don't try to do
worse than that.
Yeah, something. But then they have a
Did he eat people, or is that someone else?
Quite possibly.
Either way, it's all the same.
Just something that's very uncomfortable to think of, like something that's
all the same to me.
Well, me too. I meant to the common eye, like this. Just hold on.
Hitler.
Kind of like this. I rob a bank and I shoot 3 people. Okay. Then I rob a bank and I shoot 3 people. Then I walk over to like, what do you call it? To a clerk or something like that. Look at him, shoot him 4 fucking times, stare, beat on him or whatever the fuck, and then shoot him again and walk away. And then there's what Ted Bundy did, and you could add a bunch of shit. You know. What I mean is, there's a moment where these guys may go like, what the fuck, you know, like, what did I do? And there's that moment of redemption for themselves internally where you can't see it.
Well, but at the same time, what I think he's saying is they add nothing to the moral questions.
What I meant was,
as
like,
in, I think in his mind, he's saying, like, like, what do you think about helping kids, Ted Bundy?
Well,
and he'll say, well, you just kill them. That's how you help him.
I was gonna say
that's even that answer.
Hold on. I was gonna say there's that, like, they can redeem themselves, and if they don't, because you all in the end, let's say they don't, but even like in that current state, you know, of themselves, they say that, like, you just kill them, you know. I think, like you said, that should be like added into the spectrum, you know.
Yeah,
it should be included.
It should be heavily scrutinized and pointed out and
but you can't,
picked apart.
You can't sweep it away.
You should embarrass him with your moral intelligence.
Yeah.
If you're up here with your moral intelligence, you should be able to pick him apart.
Yeah, but to say that it's not included on the spectrum is weird.
Yeah.
Then what is it? That's your own selective...
Yeah. To say it's not to not be respected is to say that the guy who's above the Dalai Lama should say, oh, you're talking nonsense, son.
Like, well, use your rules. Bye-bye.
Step your game up. Right.
Like beads on your neck?
Safety standards of buildings and
It's like, why are you wearing that, man? What if you gotta run? You feel like running. You're gonna wear fucking moccasins or whatever the fuck.
Like, and you, Harris, man. Barbell jeans, man. Come on, son. Come on. It's like...
We're all gonna dress like Joe Rogan in the future.
I already thought about it. Fanny packs, dude? Making a comeback. Imagine that. It's like a voice from the clouds every time it talks, like the light, like it brightens, you know what I mean? Like a robot. Alright, go ahead.
It simply must converge on the answers we give to the most important questions in human life. And to do that, we have to admit that these questions have answers. Thank you very much.
So yeah, I agree with that. That the moral questions do have answers. You have to go there to find them. You're not going to put it in a test tube and understand it. It's a inside-out operation. It's inside, then express it outwardly. It's not going to come by someone writing rules down and say, well, this is it. Even if they say, this is why. They could explain it point for point, explain why.
No.
You still have to be able to inherit it in order to understand it, which means you adopt the idea in the first place. Then you have to be able to practice it.
Like, yeah, and the other thing is I'm not trying to really put this guy down or anything. It's just...
Something he says is
scary.
Gross, man.
To me, it scares me a little bit. I don't know how to put it into words. You probably could.
In my understanding of morality,
yeah,
some things he said right there are gross. The whole Ted Bundy, Dalai Lama certain people's opinions should be just thrown away.
Yeah.
To me, that's morally reprehensible for me.
Right.
So I'm looking at him almost like a Ted Bundy character. Like, morally, you could cause harm to a lot of people if they just start, oh, it's just a bad apple. You just sweep them away. Their opinions, you sweep them over here.
Imagine like in a society. Imagine a society where he would be that Ted Bundy, you know, morally. Imagine that, really. It's like, who is this guy?
It would be.
They just hear him talk. He's like, what are you talking about? Like,
I think we'd be better physically, but emotionally and.
That's what I meant. To some degree, something so polarizing that everyone's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know? It's like you have, like, what do you call it? The Andy Griffin Show or whatever that show, it's like this. No, my bad. Something more colorful today. Well, more recent. Full House, you know? Episode 700, season 18. Jesse has been eaten by a cannibal. Moral questions. It's like, what the fuck? Like, we went there, you know?
I wouldn't mind that.
Me either. It's just so, you know.
At the same time, like, it's like, It's like, where are you going morally on this question? But at the same, I'm not like, all right, throw it away.
Well,
It's
sure.
garbage.
That's what I was going for.
You know who thinks like that? Who I think thinks like that? Exactly, fundamentalists. The exact thing I was going to say.
That's what I meant as far as, like, when I said earlier, his opinions, and I'm not going to call them everybody,
It's like,
but this my idea of what this movement, because I heard people call it a new atheist movement, possibly.
Abby Martin.
Maybe it was her and someone else. But her most recently, so that's fair to say, possibly her. And I don't really agree with everything she says because I don't know everything she says, like in retrospect, or if I may generalize. But he sounds like someone who's with a religion, like a group. Yeah. This dude, it sounds like a religion to me. It reminds me of it, man.
When I hear his opinions sound pretty unique because they say yes to a lot of things that I believe in.
Yeah.
But he adds a little thing to it that's like
It's
it
not
takes
little.
the life out of it.
It's big. It's not little.
I mean, little as in if I say an entire book of things, the last sentence is like puts a switchblade in it and just go.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, but the entire book where I'm agreeing and then the little sentence right here,
Yeah.
proportion, relative size. Anyways,
It just reminds me of it.
like even the free will fucking thing, man. When he goes in about free will, he's like, he's saying like it's not really us choosing. When you look down deep enough, you realize something is choosing for you.
That's you.
To him, that's the little twist at the end. Is to him, I think, is nothing. Thus, all your choices are somewhat like luck or whatever you want to call it. Or ego, whatever.
It's like somewhere along the line, like there's digging involved, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the internal. Yeah, the internal.
He goes like to this level and he's like, just kill it, murder it right there.
A knife and then twist.
He goes into meditation, goes so far, and then he goes, death.
It's not nothing.
It's fucking weird, man.
It's not nothing. It's you.
I was thinking he's purposely doing it.
Like what you call it. It's like you on the on the outside. Then you go to the ego. You find out this thing. You know. Oh, the ego. Then there's something deeper, and you can keep going.
I think he likes to stop at the brain. He is a neurosurgeon, so I think he goes as far as the brain goes. And then
Was or is?
He is.
Okay.
Doesn't mean he's right now at this moment in time doing surgery. It just means he's qualified.
I meant
he could do it.
Sure.
Do that shit, I guess.
I need help.
No. But yeah, either it's ignorance or corruption there. Because he has like, man, I agree. Even these are like metaphysical ideas that he's going into, and I agree with him. And then he just murders it at the end.
Like, who are we not to, you know, for this or for that. I'm like, all right, okay.
I'm thinking it's either
The
ignorance.
only reason why I was like this because I was like, why do I feel like this is leading to somewhere I'm not gonna like,
Oh yeah.
It's like, all right, whatever. Yeah.
False equivalence right there.
Yeah.
Anyways,
why does it sound like it says loser right there? Just reminds me like right there. Those are those numbers.
Yeah.
It doesn't at all. Just right there.
Get off the stage, Sam.
It's like leave.
Time's up.
It's like leave now.
Speaking of leaving, we're done.